you try to rain on mine so I can see. You're everywhere to me. Everywhere I go, I always feel you so. Hello everybody, welcome to the start of a new vlog. I am in the craft room right now working on a palette cleanser project, which lately I've decided is just a project for Crowley because I love making things for him now and then, especially when I don't know what to make for myself, because it gives me like some time to think about what I want to make for myself next while I'm making something for him. And I am making, where did the pattern envelope go? I'm making Simplicity 8759. This is really great compilation of a bunch of adorable kids patterns. There's an overalls pattern, a vest, a jacket, a hat, I think like 2 hats in here actually, yeah. But anyway, I'm making him the overalls. I figure his time for wearing onesie clothing is limited compared to the amount of time that he will wear things like pants or jeans. So I have to take advantage of this while I can, and I'm making him some checkerboard denim overalls. Here's the front. So far, it has this adorable little pocket on the front that I cut out on bias so it would have like a little bit of definition from the background. And then they're like the long pant style. They gather into a cuff, but I'm sort of wondering if I want to leave them as a wide leg. I think that could be quite cute, even though, yeah, like I said, they are designed to have a cuff. And right now I am just pinning the daylights out of the center back seam because a couple of tips for pattern matching stripes or checks or plaid: use a pin at every juncture where you want it to match. It is a faff, but the results make it worth it. And then also, I don't think you can see because I think it's too blown out, but a walking foot is really good for getting the prints to match up on 2 different pieces because it helps feed in the fabric at the same rate on the bottom fabric as the top fabric. So yes, pins and walking foot, those are my 2 tips for good pattern matching. Hello everybody, it is Tuesday and I am getting ready for mine and Andrew's anniversary dinner. We are celebrating 3 years of marriage, technically on September 24th, but we booked one of our favorite restaurants for dinner tonight, which is not the 24th because we had plans last weekend already from another close friend's wedding. So tonight we booked belatedly a reservation at a restaurant called Mission Ceviche. It's one of our all-time favorite restaurants. If you like ceviche, definitely go. It's incredible food. It's so good, so good. Obviously, if you love ceviche. If you don't love ceviche, I mean, why bother? So anyway, I'm getting ready right now. This is the dress that I picked. This is one that I've made. It's a Vogue pattern dress, a Rachel Comey dress pattern. And I love this dress. Every time I wear it, I get compliments, which in New York City says a lot because people have been there, done that, seen it all. It's a very fashion-forward city, so when somebody compliments your outfit, you know they mean it. So I love this dress, and it's one of my absolute favorites. The fabric is like I think it was like a silk crepe or a rayon crepe or something like that, and it was the Row dead stock, which makes it even more amazing and cool if you ask me. I had a hard time deciding. I had like 4 different dress contenders. I'll go and show you in a second once I'm finished with my makeup the other dresses that Crowley's eating dinner right now. It's a very exciting time. I'll go and show you the other dresses that were my contenders before we leave. I had 3 other options. This is a dress from Zara actually that I bought as research because I want to dupe it, but I need to like have more coverage across the bust. There's like a little bit of under boob happening purposefully in this dress and it looks good, but I want more coverage for my personal comfort. So yeah, so I bought this dress as like research to see how it's constructed. And then this one, a favorite McCalls pattern. I'll definitely put in some pictures so you can see what the dresses look like. I don't have a picture of myself in that dress though actually, but you can get the idea. But this is a McCalls dress that has cutouts around the side. I love this one, but it was maybe a little too 60s mod for what I wanted for tonight, but it's made in this like sunshine yellow linen. And then oddly enough, I just had the dress in my possession and I must have just shoved it back in the closet and I can't find it in the closet for some reason. I just had it, but my other contender was a like really simple brown linen dress. I'll put in a picture of it. It looks so, I love that dress. It's just so chic and simple, but yeah, the elements just really shine and the brown is very beautiful, I think. But I did end up choosing this dress right here. As you can see, let's go show you in the mirror. Excuse the mess happening in the background, but this is the Vogue dress. Push that out of the way. And I love it. It's got the cutouts, got a cropped back skirt. The skirt is actually different. I changed the skirt on mine. It has like gathered waistband back, but I think the fitted one looks better on this design instead of the gathered back. So yeah, and it has pockets, although honestly I never use them because I feel like you can just see anything in the pocket. But yeah, every time I wear this dress I get compliments on it. I'm wearing these like little raffia heels and my Bottega Veneta bag. To Union Square.
We are on a mission ceviche.
We are at a mission ceviche. Mission Ceviche has 2 locations. They just opened the one in Union Square like, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, 1 year ago, something like that. Yeah. And just love this view. It makes me so nostalgic for when I first moved here because my first job was right by 11 Madison Park, so Madison Square Park. And it's just such an iconic, beautiful place in New York. We're at Union Square right now, so Madison Square Park is further up north, but look at that view. Very delicious. The hostess complimented my outfit and I got to say thanks, I made it, which is very exciting because in New York, like I said, that just doesn't really happen that often. So I was very excited about it. What did you think?
Excellent.
As usual.
Yes. And if anybody's ever going to this restaurant, just do the ceviche.
Just do the ceviche. Yeah.
You know, they're gonna have stuff on the mains that are like steaks and this and that, but that's not the name of the restaurant.
No. Eat the ceviche.
Just do the ceviche.
It's so good. I'll leave the restaurant linked below. morning, everybody. It is the next day. Andrew and I had a lovely anniversary dinner last night. My sister left for the week. I don't know if I mentioned, but she had come up to watch Crowley while Andrew and I went to one of my best friend's weddings. But she's just gonna turn around and basically come right back this weekend because my nephew's fall break is next week. So they're gonna be coming back up here for, cat here, for his fall break. Anyway, so things escalated with Crowley's overalls. They're basically done except for the crotch. I need to get some more snap tape for this, but yeah, I think they turned out so adorable. Again, this is Simplicity 8759, and it's a collection, like a really adorable collection of patterns. Because I made this view A right here, and I used this checkerboard denim from Blackbird Fabrics, and I thought it would be a really cute detail to cut out the front pocket and the leg cuffs on bias. I am aware that means it will stretch out, but they wear them for such a small amount of time. In the grand scheme of things, I'm fine with taking that risk of cutting these things on bias. I think the pocket turned out so adorable. And then for the buttons, I have these like resin, I don't know if you're gonna, hopefully you'll be able to see. Yeah, there you go. These were from my Mammal's button stash. I just have this tin of her buttons that I dig through as often as I can to try to use up the buttons on these projects, and I like to think that she would be so pleased by that if she knew. So I found these blue resin buttons in the stash, or plastic or something. I don't know. They're definitely not glass. I know that. Resin or plastic, same thing. Buttons, and it's so adorable. So I'm just, like I said, waiting on that snap tape, which I ordered from Wawak, W-A-W-A-K. If you're not familiar with Wawak, I'm not sure if surely they do international shipping, I would guess, but they are a really great supplier of like tools and notions. Buttons, snap tape, thread. If you're looking for tools and notions, definitely check them out. They don't sell fabric, but they have like zippers. That's where I often get like the button looping to do like all the little mini button up things that I do. I get button looping from them, the elastic button looping elastic they have in there. So yeah, literally everything. Wawak is great, and they are really fast at shipping as well. So I basically finished with that. Once I get the snap tape, I can finish it. And then yesterday I spent some time going through some of the patterns that I have pulled out for myself for some upcoming projects. I do have a few that I know for sure I want to make this fall. Like, I know I want to make a denim trench coat. That is absolutely on my list of things to make this fall, and I will for sure be making that, but I'm just not ready for that yet. I feel like I kind of want to make that in the thick of fall, because a trench coat is a big project, but I really love sewing coats and jackets. It's one of my favorite things, but I want to save it for, I guess, when it gets a little bit colder, because like I'm like hot in here right now, so I don't even want to think about making a jacket just yet. But I did kind of narrow it down to these 4 options, so I thought I would show you what I had narrowed it down to. So the first one, and probably the one I'm going to make first, is this Vogue Patterns V2005. It's a very Zimmerman-like dress, but I'm not going to make it a dress. I'm going to make it a top, because as I've mentioned, I just really need tops in my wardrobe right now. I need more separates. And in particular, you might think, that's like really different for me, but I used to have a top almost exactly like this, and it was in a sheer chiffon, and I wore that top all the time. You do have to wear like a black tank top or something like that underneath it, but I used to wear this top that I had that was almost exactly like this all the time, so much that it like ripped, and so I couldn't really wear it anymore. And so I would love to make that top again. I think the original was like a BB top or something like that back in the day. I don't know, but I really loved it, and I think about that top all the time, and so I think that must mean I need it in my wardrobe again. And this is almost exactly like it. I think that the sleeves are a little bit different than my original top. I probably won't make them exactly like this for sure. If I do add a sleeve, I'm either gonna go sleeveless, or I'm gonna do some sort of like flutter sleeve, but not a really full flutter sleeve. Either something like that, or a cap sleeve, or something that just has like a little puff, a little bit of volume, but not the full-on puff, and that's if I add a sleeve at all. I might just make it sleeveless because I think my original one was a cap sleeve, so yeah, I'll probably do something like that. Just something to add a little bit of volume there. But I think this is probably my top contender because I already have a black chiffon in my stash, so I wouldn't have to wait to make it. The next one, which I really love this one, but I think I would have to wait to make it if I'm gonna, I haven't really thought through what fabric I guess I would want to make this in, but this is Vogue 1967, and it's a Rachel Comey design. Hopefully you'll be able to see. It's like a draped top. It's in black, so it's a little challenging to see, but it's a draped top and it just looks so neat. And again, it's a dress, excuse me, but I would make it in a top. Can we tell that I'm all about the tops? But I would make this as a top somehow, so I'd convert it. I don't know how because the waist seam is like quite high, so maybe I would just do like a small peplum or something like that with it. I don't know, but the feature that I love is just this draping aspect of it. So it does look like it's a little bit larger in the back, or no, but just like more oversized, so that's like an interesting thing. I need to check the hashtag on Instagram or patternreview.com to see if there are any other people who have made this. It's a fairly new Rachel Comey pattern, maybe even the latest one that has come out from Vogue, so I'm not sure how many projects there will be just yet, but the back looks like it is more oversized than what you would think based on the front of the dress. So that's something to pay attention to for sure, because the last Rachel Comey design that I made, I think I made the smallest size in the packet, and that never happened. So it's like got a lot of ease built into it. So I'm not sure if that's typical for all Rachel Comey designs, because it's not typical for Vogue patterns. Usually Vogue, I can kind of trust what size to cut out on the envelope, or closer at least. But the Rachel Comey designs tend to run larger. Let me know if that's been your experience as well. And then the fourth design that I am looking at is this vintage pattern. It's McCalls 6331, and I would make this one right here. It's got like a raglan sleeve, but it's a flutter sleeve that is in a raglan style, and I just think that's really neat. I like it. I think it'll be a very versatile, usable top in my wardrobe, and I have a lot of fabrics that could work for something like this because I have a lot of drapey fabrics in my stash. So I think like a rayon dobby would look really nice with this. I think I have leftovers from a dress that I made a while ago. It hopefully would have enough to make a top in it because I think it would look so great. In fact, it's the same fabric that I used to make that Bella top that I was showing you in the last video, but it's in a different color. It's like a dark bottle green color. It's really, really pretty. So I think that would look nice for this, but I'm not sure if I have enough, so I'd have to take a look. And then last but maybe least, because Andrew likes to make fun of this top, he calls it the Donald Duck top, based on my inspiration of this top, which I really like. But I think that, yes, it is quite different from my personal style, so I think what I would need to do is just use a fabric that is much more in line with my personal style to bring it closer to my style. So this is New Look N6707. And in fact, I don't think I would use this pattern though, because I have another free pattern from an indie designer who is no longer designing patterns, but she gives away her patterns for free now of the patterns that she made in the past. It's the Marilla Walker Anning shirt dress, and there's an expansion for a very similar collar. It's very size inclusive, so I'll leave that one linked below. There's a girl I follow on Instagram, I think her handle is The Lady Who Lunches. She's made several of these dresses and tops, and they just turned out so cute. And so I think I would use that, but it's essentially this but sleeveless, so know what I want to make. I'm not sure, but I think the Anning shirt dress might have sleeves on it, but the project I want to make is essentially this without sleeves attached, and maybe a little bit wider and more cropped. No ruffles on the one that I want to make either, on the collar. So those are the four designs. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm leaning toward this one, but I do have a fabric in mind for this one that's been in my stash for ages. It's a black and white large scale window pane check. And I think that fabric would be very much in my personal style, so that this top would work better in my wardrobe. So I think it could work, and this would be really quick to make too. So that would be very satisfying. Whereas this one is definitely much more involved. There's a lot more seams going on, a lot more pieces. So it just kind of depends on what I'm feeling at the moment. So I don't know. And yeah, this one I love, but I think it's gonna have to wait because I don't have fabric for it right now. I'm not even sure what I would want to make out of it. Maybe a solid black, that would look nice too. But I'm trying to stay away from so much black because I have a lot of black in my wardrobe, so I'm trying to infuse it with more color. So all right, well, I'm gonna look at these patterns, I'm gonna look through my stash, and then I will report back once I start cutting something out. I still haven't decided yet, but I thought I would show you the fabrics really quick that I'm thinking. So for the Vogue, first Vogue pattern, black chiffon, you guys know what black chiffon looks like. So yes, this would be a totally see-through top. It would require a tank top to be worn underneath it. But like I said, I've had this in my wardrobe before. I'm really excited about that. I'm probably gonna make that. For this top, I was thinking something like this. Like this one would definitely be more into my personal style and make it more wearable for me, especially with that like statement collar. I think that could look cool, especially if I cut the collar on bias and then the rest of it is more straight. That could be kind of cool. Same for this yellow plaid right here. And then this is the fabric that I was referring to before. This rayon dobby has like these like little embroidered dots, polka dots on it for something like this top. I think this could also work for this design as well. So I have lots of good options here. Frank is doing his best to help me out. Hello everyone. Andrew and I are headed to the grocery. I neglected to say, I think, that we are both off of work this week. We took off to do a staycation at home. So we're going to the grocery now. Their little Halloween decorations. I can't reach it in the skirt. What is it?
Gouda.
Gouda. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, we're at the grocery and Andrew got it in his idea that he wanted to make for Crowley's dinner tonight a little appetizer of like a mini caprese salad, because we have these little mini mozzarella balls and cherry tomatoes. So we want to cut them up with some basil and make him like a little mini caprese salad appetizer with his dinner, because we made him like a big batch of vegetable soup this week for his dinner, so that's what he's been eating all week. So I just thought that was really cute, so we had to come and get basil because we did not have any. Good evening everyone. We are in the kitchen cooking up a very fall inspired meal today for both ourselves and for Crowley. Eventually we'll bring Crowley into whatever we cook for ourselves, but because he can't have like salt and sugar and stuff like that just yet, we try to make him separate things. So Andrew had the idea, as I told you earlier, to make him the caprese salad, and then we made him a vegetable stew for this week and he loved both of them. And then, okay, so come over here. What are you making for tonight's dinner?
Making some green beans with garlic and this recipe that came from my mom, who probably came from one of her friends, but it's like a country chicken with Kalamata olives and roasted potatoes.
Yeah, it smells really good. Actually, let me just show you in the pot. Yeah, so we have chicken thighs, parsley it looks like, red potatoes, onions, olives, and rosemary.
Mm-hmm. I got pretty far and missed 3.
god, it is the next day. The dinner was delicious that we had last night. When Andrew comes back, I'm gonna ask him if I can get the recipe. I know he said it was his mom's recipe, but I don't know if there's like a link I can give to you for it, because it was really good. It was like a Kalamata olive, red potato, rosemary chicken situation. It was really, really delicious. I wanted to show you, because I was working on it in the last video, I did finish the Bella top by Lizzie Design Studio. Let me give you a better look at it. Here, I'm actually in front of the mirror. And here's how it turned out. I think it looks so cute. Like, the results are undeniably chic. It's such a great top. I love the design, and I'm not surprised because every single one of these that I have seen online I have adored. I just love the design. It is designed to be kind of like a drapey off-shoulder top, so I think it's technically more meant to be worn like this, and I kind of wanted to sew this, as I mentioned in my previous video, as an experiment to see if this kind of drapey one shoulder situation was going to make me feel uncomfortable or like things were slipping off of me. And after wearing it for a day, I can confidently say that it's really not nearly as bad as I was thinking it was. That makes it sound like it's even a little bit bad. And let me just say, like, it's not my preferred sensation feeling, but it's really not that bad. For like a day or a dinner out, I think it is comfortable enough. And this top also can be worn on, like, firmly on the shoulder, and it stays on just fine. So that is a plus of the top. I really love the rayon dobby fabric that I used for it. I think it really adds to the draping element of it. The one thing I will say, when I finished it, this side seam on this side fits great. It sits exactly where it's supposed to, but the side seam over here wants to pull forward. And then I was talking about the top over on Instagram, and I mentioned this, and I thought maybe I cut the wrong size or maybe something stretched out as I was making it, but the designer actually got in touch with me and told me this is an intentional design decision, because technically this pattern was first designed as a dress, and there is a slit on this side of the dress. So she designed this side seam to curve forward so that when it gets to the slit is naturally sitting in the front of the body and not on the side of the body. So I do think that this design is primarily like more suited to be a dress than a top if you don't want your side seam curving forward, but it's not a big deal. It just made me think twice, like, did I sew this correctly? And I did. So overall, I think it turned out really cute. I like it. I would make it again. My final thoughts though on the pattern, it's around $15, I want to say. And for me personally, the instructions did leave a little bit to be desired. I thought they were a little confusing in some places and not clear. So just know, like, if you're an advanced enough sewist or intermediate, you'll be fine. You'll be able to figure it out, but it may not be the best pattern for a beginner. So just know that. But yeah, I think it turned out really well. The invisible zipper foot. Oh my god, what was I doing before I had an invisible zipper foot? I'll tell you what I was doing. I was using my regular zipper foot and just trying to insert it the best I could. Oh my gosh, if you do not have an invisible zipper foot, you need to get one immediately. It made the process so seamless, so easy. I was stunned. Look, oh, it's on this side. Look at this. It just looks like a seam. It's so clean. So yes, if you don't have an invisible zipper foot, you need one. They're such an incredible tool. I mean, you don't need it. You could do it with a regular zipper foot, but wow, do they make it, the process, so much easier. Another exciting thing that I finished was this handbag. So as you guys may know, handbags and I have not really had the best of times over the years. I just feel like I sew them and I like the pattern, but the finished bag never ends up having as much structure as I want in my bags. I typically go for a leather bag. So when I saw the So La La Juno bag, I thought, okay, I'll give that a try. It looks very similar to the Chanel Classic Flap, and I love duping luxury fashion, as you know. And so I gave it a shot. The fabric on it is a suede vest, a suede Ralph Lauren vest that was from Fab Scrap. So it's a reclaimed textile. It was just like cut up bits of the vest that I got at Fab Scrap, a textile recycling center in Brooklyn. And I used that for the pieces and lined it with this black cotton twill, and then inside between the cotton twill and the main fabric, I glued in cut up pieces of Fancy Feast cardboard boxes from the cat's cat food to give the bag more structure, and I think it worked out really well. So the bag had sat in my craft room mostly finished for several months, almost a year honestly, because I just didn't order this right here. So I finally ordered this bit of hardware from an Etsy shop. I'll leave it linked down below to this hardware piece if you need one for some reason. So I was able to buy that and then inserted the rest of the hardware. The chain is actually harvested from an old bag that I decided to get rid of that was like all ripped. It was a faux leather bag and the whole thing was just like peeling, but I was like, okay, well I can use that strap for something. So I cut it off of the bag and then I had this strap that I could use already. So everything in this bag is a reclaimed secondhand textile except for the hardware. So this piece right here, well, this hardware is reclaimed, but there's also some Chicago screws right here. But yeah, everything came from stuff that was already in stash or reclaimed textile. So that's really neat. So this is again the So La La Juno handbag, and I made it in this olive green scrap from Fab Scrap. It was already quilted. It was already a quilted vest, so I didn't have to do anything except cut it out the direction that I wanted. So yeah, I think it turned out really cute. I did decide to cut out this project, the statement collar top. And between this pattern and the Marilla Walker Anning shirt dress, in the end, I actually did decide to go with this pattern because the collar is a lot more similar to my inspiration on this one than the Anning shirt dress collar is. This one is larger, it like covers more of the shoulder, whereas the Anning shirt dress doesn't cover as much of the shoulder. It's a longer, pointier collar. So this one is just more similar, I think, to my inspiration. The thing that's holding me up now, though, from cutting it out is that I have two fabric options. You guys already know about this window pane check, but in my stash I found this leopard print. I found this leopard in my stash, and I mean, if we're gonna go statement, why not go statement? I actually think these both look really good together. Like I could make the top out of this and the collar out of this and vice versa. But I don't know, I'm thinking like that's too much. The only thing is, this is a corduroy. It's a very lightweight corduroy, but it definitely has some structure to it. It doesn't have like a ton of drape. I still think it would work for the top because it's so lightweight. So yes, I'm debating on using this leopard print. I think it would be really cute with the pattern, and also I have an idea that I could do some piping around the collar because I'm not planning on doing the ruffle as I mentioned, so I think piping around the collar could be cool. So I'm just kind of hemming and hawing at the moment because I don't know which fabric I want to cut it out of. This is definitely more chic, I feel, whereas this is maybe more playful. Instagram is telling me to go for the leopard. Everybody really wants the leopard, but I don't know, I'm on the fence. I think I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any suggestions for things that you want to see in upcoming videos, do let me know if there's something I haven't covered. I know there's more requests for cooking in general and the garden. People want to see the garden, so I'll give some updates to that. But if there's more that you want to see, do let me know in the comments below. I've already had some questions about if I'm doing Vlogmas. The answer is I don't know, honestly. I'm not sure. I think that if I did do Vlogmas, it would probably be an altered version, like maybe 2 videos a week or 3 videos a week maximum, just to make it more sustainable for myself. And I'm also not sure, given like how early, you know, Crowley's bedtime is, like my ability to like go out later on a regular basis is just not what it once was, shall we say. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think I'd have to rethink what the content style would be like. Not that it's impossible, just that, like, you know, my whole thing is showing you guys New York at Christmas time, and we can still do that. It just wouldn't be to the same extent that Vlogmas on my channel typically is. So I'll think about that. If there's interest in it, let me know in the comments below. Again, if there are things you want to see on the channel in general, please let me know. I'm always up for filming what you guys want to see. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!